Good evening, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you guys are having a great day. As we're checking out Dalton Trustees stream to see the meeting that's going to be taking place in just a few minutes. I see everyone already in the chat hanging out with. Appreciate you guys for waiting. It's interesting. I think CBS actually has a stream as well. But this one seems pretty good. It's at Steve's. I don't have the sound on right now because I think it's playing music and stuff like that. So once the meeting kind of starts, we'll just jump right in. The question remains, will Tiffany show up? Will the super mayor show up? And at this point, if I had to guess, I don't think she shows up. Or if she shows up late. I don't see at this point when just a few weeks they're going to be having elections, does it make sense for her to show up? No one got arrested from the issue that happened. The people that were in that fight are back there again today. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for her to show up in an environment that she can't control. She can't control this. She's not at the village. This is at the Dalton Park District. She's not a big fan of this place at all. So, and we see Keith Freeman. And it's interesting. I see Keith Freeman there, and everyone is hugging him. And he's like, I tell you guys, I was watching yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, Saturday. WWE Royal Rumble. This has some WWE aspects to it. I mean, I'm not going, at least for me, I'm not going to forget all the things Keith Freeman he was doing with Henyard to control the village. And yes, he is doing the work now, not because he likes it or he cares. He doesn't want to go to jail, and he's snitching. He's probably an FBI informant. So I don't understand it, but I don't live there. This is how they're going to move. It's weird to me. I mean, now he's a hero. Like, dude, I don't get it. But everyone is there. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but at this point, he's doing what he's supposed to do because he's forced to do it, not because he had a change of heart. I don't know. It's weird. I don't get it. As much as I've been checking out a lot of this politics, I don't get it. I could never be in politics. I can't. I guess it irks me too much to be around people that I personally do not like, and I think are trying to F me over. But that's what politics is. You are dealing with people you do not like all the time because it's supposed to be public service. But weird, man. It's weird stuff. Yeah, I saw that. But I think this is pretty good. If this has some issues with sound, we'll always go to that feed. But yeah, I don't think Tiffany Hayes is going to show up. First player tokens, AEW is better than WWE, and they're not involved in sex trafficking. Fair enough. But obviously, I grew up with watching it. It just sucks when your idols, the people who construct powerful things for you, entertainment, or weirdos. I actually had a conversation about this earlier today on Saturday. I was watching wrestling, and we was talking about Diddy. Now, if you, and I'm 40, so 90s, early 2000s. All of my favorite songs involve this crazy predator on the tracks with the ad-libs, and many of these rappers were on his label. Like, so much of the music was predicated. So much of the music has him in it. And I was like, damn, should I listen to this stuff? So it kind of sucks. Actually, I got a phone call. Give me a second, guys. All right, probably I guess it was a prank call or whatever. So let me see if the sound, if the meeting's about to start. Give me a second, guys. Okay, right now it is muted, so I guess nothing's happening yet. No, okay, I just heard. Wait. All right. If the sound keeps going back and forth and not working, then we'll switch to the CBS thing. Oh, the stream is super clear. So the reason I want to jump to CBS because I'm not sure if they're gonna strike my stuff. Let me check out CBS if it's really good. If it's really good, then I'll risk it for you guys, and we'll deal with the repercussions. I don't see mine's is not showing. You said the CBS one was clear. I'm on the website right now, but don't see the feed, so I don't see it. But if it does actually pop up, let me know. And that's the question, Wolf among sheep. Can you separate the art from the artist? Can you enjoy the artwork of someone who has been accused, or basically you kind of know, like R. Kelly, for instance, Bill Cosby? Can you separate the art from the artist? Some people can't, and I understand why some people can't, but some people can. I remember one time going to the dentist, and the guy, the X-ray technician, he was playing R. Kelly, and he was on his. It was coming from his phone, and he did not give 2 Fs. So it depends on the situation, the sensibilities of the person who's appreciating the art. Just checking the sound to see if it's all good. Good evening, succeeding into. But that's a question. Can you separate the art from the artist? I think some people can't. Is Andrew Holmes there? I don't see him. I would guess he won't be there either. All right, I'm gonna lower the volume right now since nothing's happening. Huma 474 said, depends on the art. If the art is closely related to whatever the artist did, then it's much harder to make the separation. That's a really good point, actually. That's a great point. It depends on exactly what has been done, and the lyrics suggest that he was doing these type of things. Rick Ross, he's not been canceled. There's some lyrics of him saying things clearly talking about drugging a woman, and he hasn't got hit with the cancel hit yet. So yeah, I could totally agree with what you're saying. I'm gonna put it back on so I can hear anything.
Consistent with the Mayor Pro Tem ordinance, we will allow some time. We'll allow an additional 5 minutes for Mayor Henyard to see if she will arrive, and if not, we'll get the meeting started at that time. Thank you.
She's not gonna show up. I don't think she's gonna show up. She's not gonna show up at all. She's gonna show up really late. But I just don't see it. I don't see why she would show up. It doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. It doesn't make sense to me for her to be there. As much as we all will love it, see all the some WWE type action. I don't know. 1682 says that's because we as society tolerate too much. That's a good point. I think we are constantly looking for the next entertainment, and we forget things because news is happening so quickly. So I do understand what you're saying. Craig, appreciate you coming along. Thank you very much. Welcome. Anyone is interested in joining the memberships, I try to post videos early. Eventually, I think I'll probably try to do a stream once a week, especially after this situation kind of dies down, and we could probably just do some streams. So it's going to be a lot of content coming in the member section. So appreciate you for coming through. And, a like, subscribe. That's all I ask for the most part. It's free. You viewing this helps me. That's generates all types of the income and all that type. Never have to force to tip or super chat or anything like that. You watching this, giving just your time. Time is the most powerful, expensive resources we have. And the fact you spend some time to hang out with me, I really appreciate it. So if you're interested in this type of content, please subscribe. Abrit from South Korea, what's good? How's everything down there? I know there was some stuff happening in your neck of the woods. Hope everything is good over there. So I see a lot of familiar faces. Javar, what's going on? I see you. You missed the Royal Rumble. It was pretty cool. It was good. It wasn't like the best ones, but it was a pretty solid spot show. I tried to watch the Carissa Shields fight. I'm so old. It was getting too late. I was like, I'm going to bed. It was fight after fight. I'm like, I want to see Carissa Shields. I haven't really saw her fight a full fight. But I fell asleep and she won anyway. So I was like, whatever. Juju, I believe they don't communicate at all. That's why this whole thing needs to be redone and new people need to come in. They don't communicate. I don't think they're exchanging any kind of information, emails, or anything. So no, they probably do not know if she's gonna show up. I don't think she's gonna show up. She may show up late. I'll be surprised if she shows up at all, but if she's going into, it's gonna be late. It's not gonna be anytime. $3 donation from David Acosta. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Well, shout out to Jersey. It's good. Appreciate you. Oh, wait, I click it. Oh, Sammy, appreciate it. Thank you very much. And also 500 from Australia. I know you support a lot of channels, a lot of work here. Thank you very much. What time is it over there? Let me put back on the sound just to double check, make sure everything is working. Okay. I'm going to check out the CBS stream if it's a little crisp, a little better. I hope they don't hit me with any kind of copyright nonsense. So checking on my phone here. Yeah, I don't see it. Why? They're not up yet. I guess maybe they're waiting until the meeting starts. Wait, what? Hold on a second. I think something's popping up on my broccoli. All right, never mind. I guess that something popped up on mine thing. Okay, that was weird. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Right before we start, thank you, Quentin, for the $4.99 super chat, for patience for this hood booger. Thank you very much. I requested the body cam footage of what happened in South Howland with the fight. I just want to know from the cost perspective how they didn't arrest anyone. So hopefully that works out, but I think he's about to start talking right now. Let me shut up. Thank you, D-Dave. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay, we are going to call this meeting to order. We have waited, I'll say, okay, 40.
Give me a second. It sounds working over here, so I don't know why it's not working.
And he will strengthen our hearts. Amen.
Amen. So I want to thank Trustee Brown for that great, amazing prayer. Next thing we have up is public comment. So I'll ask anybody who has comments for this body, please come to the podium. We have 3 minutes, and we will acknowledge the 3-minute mark when it arrives. So, public comments going once.
I am going to keep it short. I just want to thank the trustees again for this amazing meeting. I just want to put out there to everybody in the world that what happened was a Thornton Township issue and not a Dalton issue. And a lot of people are blaming Dalton and calling us, all type of names because of what happened. And y'all have to understand that even though Henyard leads both government offices, that was her employees at Thornton Township, not the employees that represents Dalton, Illinois. So I just wanted to say that, just put that out there for everybody to understand that we are leads both government offices. That was her employees at Thornton Township, not the employees that represents Dalton, Illinois. So I just wanted to say that, just put that out there for everybody to understand that we are still moving forward. We're still Clean House 2025. We see that she didn't show up. We see that Andrew Holmes didn't show up. We thank Keith Freeman for showing up today and just doing right by the people. So for that one, I do give him a congratulations and thank you. And just want to say everybody look good. It's amazing. Make sure y'all get out there and vote. Voting day is February 25th. Early voting starts February the 10th through February 24th. Just make sure y'all do what y'all need to do to make sure we vote her out of that seat permanently. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Valley. Also known as our favorite survivor.
First of all, greetings to everyone in the room. And again, we really have to thank the Park District because you have really been big for us. I don't know, we've been meeting on the corner if it's not for you all. Liberation Day. I'm calling it Liberation Week, or actually 2 weeks. February the 10th and February the 25th. Liberation Day number 1. Liberation Day number 2.
My bad.
That evil will not triumph. I don't give a damn how many goons they have. I don't care how many lies are told, how many records have been hidden from the people and the trustees. And given all that, all the hell that they took early on of being accused of blocking progress and so forth, the light has been shining on the roaches and the roaches have scattered. They have scattered. I don't see many of them here today, but that's just the way it is. I don't like calling people out of their names because we see that can, backfire every now and then. But it's just, Fat Albert and the Cosby kids, they got to go. They got to go. We've had enough of that. So I just want to, spread love, spread encouragement. Let's all stand together and get this job done.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lee.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Nice to see everyone. I just wanted to get up here briefly and just say thank you, everyone, for coming out. One thing that has just really grown in this movement is just the involvement of people in the political process. And that is so beautiful to me. I was one that, once upon a time, I was on the outside and just didn't really care to be involved in politics or what was going on. So, it's really nice to see people getting involved. We ask that you stay involved, even after the election, remain involved, come to tea with the trustees. I think there's one this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. It's always nice. It's pretty interactive. You can ask questions, you get your questions answered, and just socialize, with people in the community that have same interests. So again, I just want to remind everybody, get involved, stay involved. People that are watching at home, please come out and vote. Early vote, like Dan Lee said, starts February 10th. But it's just important that you're involved in the process, and not just for the antics, but because it matters. So just wanted to say that and to thank everyone for coming. Thank you, Board of Trustees. Thank you, Clerk. Thank you, Deputy Clerk. And everyone have a great evening.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. You have to excuse my voice. I just got it back. Well, my name is Stacy James, and I'm a resident of the village of Calumet Park. And there are similar things that's going on over there, like over here. But at first, people were afraid to come forth. That's the people who work within the village, the residents, because it's like whenever you voice your opinion or your dislikes for something that's going on, then you're retaliated against. So my issue began in 2020 during COVID. And it was unbelievable to me how I was disrespected with my property. And I was told that if I needed to know anything about what they were doing with me, that it was for them to know and for me to find out. So at that particular time, I decided, well, I need to go and find out something about this municipal law. So I started studying municipal law at the Bridgeview Law Library. And what I discovered was that we were a hot mess. So I've decided to run for mayor this upcoming election, because we are the people, and especially in villages, small towns, we are the ones that are the initial players for oversight. No one's going to come in and look for things just because we're saying we have problems. We have to hold our leaders accountable. And I expect when I get in to be held accountable. We have FOIA. We also have the court system if it has to go to that. But people have to stop being afraid. You have to consider your neighbor as yourself. And if something is going on with them, you can't just sit back and say that's their problem, because it's all of our problem. So what happens is when you don't have skin in the game, it's easy for you to sit back and do nothing. But as soon as something happens to you, you want somebody to speak up for you. So I'm here to tell you all to continue to stick together. And even though I'm from Calumet Park, we are all in these south suburbs, and we need to have a coalition so we can hold our leaders accountable so it won't go as far as it has gone. I thank you for your time. Have a blessed day.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I got to read mine. I'm Sherry number 2. So everybody knows. I know there's another Sherry here that's very popular. Good evening. This is for the people out there tonight. Some months ago, my brother texted me from Arizona, my brother Danny, and said, "What's going on, Dalton? We're seeing news reports. Please go and give them support." You see, when you love something so much, you will fight for it. Being the family historian in my family, Dalton shows up so much. My father's side all the way up. One from Germany, one from Holland, came here to stay. I was blessed to live here with grandparents and 2 sets of great-grandparents and lots of extended family. I've reconnected with old friends from 50 years ago, made new friends with people that were here when I was here that I never knew, and I made many new friends out here. You see, we're all connected to this invisible thread that the village of Dalton has connected the past to the present. When I come through here a couple times a week, I see Dalton from different eyes. I'm sorry I came late to this. I really am. I'm here every time to show love, support, and the common goal that we all want Dalton to rise again with the proper and caring people in charge. Someone reminded me that Dalton is a living, breathing entity, which means it is something that is constantly changing and requires close attention. And that's what Clean House will do. This is not the trustees' fight alone. This is not the residents' fight alone. This is our fight. So, you know, I cannot vote here. I wish I could. But on the night before, I'm going to go on Facebook to a private group of Daltonites that we share memories of growing up here. I'm co-moderator of. I'm going to ask for prayers, thoughts, and love and support for every one of you for the next day of voting. When I went to Jason's campaign party, his kickoff, I said, get my childhood town back. I'm changing it. Get our town back. So please tell everyone to vote. Jason, now, when you win, I want to call, I want to text, I want a bat signal, anything. I want to be there. And when you get sworn in, I'm that crazy aunt you never had, and I'm going to be there cheering you on. It's our fight. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, Minister White.
Good evening. My name is Minister Deborah White, and I have been a resident of Dalton for 40 years. I have never seen such deplorable actions in our community. So my question to every resident, are you ready to take our community back? Because if you're ready to take our community back, it takes getting out and voting. It takes taking your neighbors if they can't get out. It takes taking them to the polls, or give them an absentee ballot if possible for them to fill out to vote. But it takes getting out here and doing the work just as they have been doing for us for the past 3 years. Letting us know everything that's going on, bringing Lori Lightfoot into Dalton to shed some light on everything that has been transpiring behind closed doors. So if you are really, really serious about taking your community back, I want you to stand up and give these individuals your support tonight. Clean House 2025. God bless you.
Good evening. I wanted to come on here after having so many messages and specifically speak to the elders and to parents with children that are involved in these meetings. I want to acknowledge my words, which was my choice, and I stand by them, but I will replace the B word with roaches moving forward. But I want to apologize to every elder and every parent who that pricked in a negative way. It does not reflect the totality of my character. But what I do want to say and remind you all is that while people are speaking about a soundbite, I want to remind you all that there are a litany of things that you all have spoke about for years. People seem to only pay attention to drama. That's why people call me. I'll bring the drama. But today in Black History Month, I really hope, well, while these cameras are focused on me, that they will remember Valerie Stubbs being targeted with city services, that they will remember Alicia Nicole being doxxed and incorrectly claimed to not be a resident. I want them to be reminded of Sherry, who lost her job and had other injustices with nobody hearing her voice. Mary Avant, who has been a prominent member who gave her confidence, but then was betrayed by someone doing things like hiding records and taking funds. I want to remind them of the trustees who experienced years of abuse while trying to do the job elected to do. People like Thelma Price, who wanted her to win, but now declares she's going to jail. I want to remind you of people like Beth, someone of a different nationality who at first wouldn't shake my hand, but I just got a hug and a kiss on the cheek because she's still consistent with me as a partner. And I want to thank, if I did this, I'll be up here all day because there are tens of thousands of Black, brown, and other races that have been in this fight, like Renee and so many others, that's not getting that national spotlight. So I wanted to put it on you right now because you all are the ones who really made this happen. All the letters you wrote, all the meetings you showed up at, every time you asked for help, you didn't get it. My advocacy is not to be seen. My advocacy is to echo you. And when I left, I thank you all for calling me back. And now as we continue to fight, I say in advance, while I'm praising God already for it, that Clean House 2025 will take this city back and get y'all right back on track. It has already been determined what's happening at Thornton Township. I'm glad that she's not here. She doesn't deserve to sit up there any longer. But I do want to remind you all of this. Desperate people do desperate things. I don't know where to turn, because this is not a problem of Dalton. This is a problem of the Southland. And I just want to encourage people in communities all across America to pay attention, to ask the questions.
3-minute mark.
And when you feel like you are not heard, when diplomacy and tact not working, give me a call. I'll show up.
Okay. Any further comment at this time? Okay, one final. Miss Pat likes making the entrance. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody, and I'm glad that we have people that's backing us up. But we got to remember the politicians that we put in. We don't need them talking about us. We need them to help us. The governor needs to step in. We're going to need funds. Even though they're going to win, we ain't worried about them. But he's so worried about the immigrants, but they take care of themselves. So if he's listening and anybody's close to him, he needs to come out here and help us. We put him in for us also. So a lot of people are trying to say, well, where is he at? We need to start writing letters. We're going to need a lot of help. And these people here are the best people that can help us, but they going to need some more help also. So I'm just letting everybody, we got to start calling the governor and all these politicians that's talking about us and saying this and that. They need to help us. We need to stop fighting each other. And that's the bottom line. So I know everything 2025 is going to be okay. We just need some funds, right? Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. We're gonna close public comment, and then I'll open it up for general announcements. If any board members have any announcements at this time.
Yes, recognize.
Go ahead, Trustee
Mayor
Tammy.
Pro Tem. Good evening, everyone. I just want to remind you that this coming Saturday will be Tea with the Trustees in the same exact room at 9:30. I always say the same thing every month. What we see tonight is the same crowd we should see on Saturdays. Saturday is all about you to tell us what you want to see us do, and to see happen. You don't get that on our meetings that we normally do. You get up, you say what you want to say, I need this, this, and that, and you don't get a response. Come out Saturday, and you will get a response. It's going to be an awesome, awesome, awesome menu Saturday. Don't just come out for the food, but come out for the information that we have to give. It's also Black History, so I want to do some things for Black History as well. So definitely make sure you come out Saturday, the 8th of February, 9:30 a.m. Also, the expungement summit had to be moved back. So it's not going to be February the 22nd due to an unexpected death that one of the attorneys had in his family. He lost his father. So we definitely will be praying for him. We're looking at a tentative date of March the 8th for the expungement. So please spread the word. Soon we should have flyers out, and it definitely will be posted on our pages. Also the Dalton Politics and all that. So it will be posted. I will have flyers. If it's not you, if you know someone that needs their record expunged or sealed, March the 8th is the tentative date that we're looking at. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any additional comments?
May I be recognized?
Absolutely, Trustee Belcher.
Good evening, everyone. First off, I would like to say thank you all for coming out tonight. Over the last week and a half, of course, we've received tons of calls. And what you see on TV does not reflect us. And as we have fought this fight for the last 3.5 years, we see the end. Please stay focused on the mission. The mission is for us to remain together. The mission is for us to understand what's going on in our town. And the mission is for us to move forward. I say that because a lot of times, as someone just said, we get caught up in the drama and forget what we're focused on. Our focus is to change the narrative of Dalton. And I would like everybody that knows everybody that that's what we are here for. Your sitting trustees will want to continue to do that. On another note, I was not here for Lori Lightfoot report, but I watched it on TV because I wasn't feeling well. And I am putting in a formal request because I seen that we purchased ice skates. I would like to know the inventory of them. So when our mayor comes back, make sure that we get the inventory for those ice skates because I'm sure our community needs them, and those electric bikes that was paid for because they belong to the village of Dalton. I say that to kind of bring some cheer, but also because it was very sad to see the numbers that popped up on that screen of our tax dollars being spent inappropriately. And whatever we purchased, it belongs to the village of Dalton. So if we don't receive it, we'll be making sure that we do anything necessary to get it back. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Belcher. Any additional reports at this time?
Yeah, Mayor Pro Tem, may I?
Trustee Norwood.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm so happy to see you all. Tonight is just an exciting night. I'd like to thank everyone, thank Dalton residents. Residents, we have done it again. Our 4th annual family skate night. It was everything, right? We needed a little fun, and sometimes we have to remember to just relax and let our hair down. So I thank you all for joining me and helping me make that an amazing night because I had a ball. And you all know what I say, a family that skates together stays together, okay? I'd like to thank the sponsors, all right? The people who assisted with making that night possible for the children. We have President Richard Hogan and Kurt Masucci with Private Hogan Investigative Services, the Insurance Exchange, one of my favorite insurance companies located in South Highland, Illinois, and Tristan Sumter from Works on Property Tax Appeal and Residential and Commercial Properties. So guys, there's an old adage that says, if you like to go fast, go alone. If you like to go far, go with the team. So I'm just thankful for my team tonight for seeing this mission through, right? As they stated, we're almost at the finish line and together we can do it. So we are Dalton strong and let's do this, guys.
Thank you, Trustee Norwood. Trustee Stan?
Yeah, I'd like to touch bases on. I want to thank, I see some of the faces that actually came out to Abundant Living Christian Center, to the Prayer for Dalton this past week. Thank you, each and every one that did come out. This Sunday at 11 o'clock, Apostle William H. Fleshman will be doing an anniversary. Jackie, what is that, 16 years? Pastor Fleshman will be serving anniversary for 16 years of being at Abundant Living Christian Center Church. Each and every one is invited to come out at 11 o'clock this Sunday because Pastor Fleshman has always been here for the community. The doors has been open to each and every one that wanted to come and do whatever you want to do, to talk about any issues, to bring any type of love or peace together. William Fleshman has definitely been there for the community. So if you, I know everyone belongs to their own church, but if you can come by 11 o'clock, we'll be there for a while. And I know it's Super Bowl. I know you won't be there, Cleo. So I know how it is. I know how it is. It's Super Bowl Sunday. But if you can, come by and give a little hello to Pastor Fleshman, because like I say, his doors has always been open to anyone that want to come there and do anything you want to do. Thank you.
Say hashtag Clean House 2025 for the people in the back.
Going once?
You got my back, Kevin?
Okay. Absolutely.
I'm sorry that, I'm glad you did say that about the prayer. Wednesday, we did have prayer at Abundant Living Christian Center, and we had Dalton ministers and reverends that came out. So I'm grateful that we've started back our prayer for Dalton. It was an awesome time, and just for the fact that we can get churches that's in the community to participate was a really good thing. So thank you. I'm sorry I forgot about it. I was waiting for him to say hashtag Clean House 2025, but he wouldn't say it. But thank y'all.
Okay, and I have two special thank yous I want to give out. First being Dalton Park District. So I want to make sure I individually acknowledge, I don't see Commissioner Kyle Rochelle present, but we want to acknowledge him, Commissioner Gail Towers, and I do see present Commissioner Sandra Wells, so please wave it. For everybody, give them a round of applause. They've been the great partners. I see Commissioner Willis Harris and our President Cleo Jones spearheading the effort. I can't emphasize enough how partnership and working together has allowed us to make some strides and make some movement in what we're doing. So your support and cooperation has greatly been appreciated, of course, by the Board of Trustees, but also by the residents of our great community. So thank you very much for all that you've been doing. Second, thank you. I want to give acknowledgement and ongoing continuation to all the employees for the Village of Dalton. There's, of course, we talked some. We have the village administrator, Keith Freeman. There's our human resources director, Janice Johnson. We have trustee in Thornton Township, employee in the village here, Carmen Carlisle, as well as that was mentioned in the Lori Lightfoot report. We have the Conspirit Group. We have the hardworking men in the Public Works Department, the Fire Department, the Police Department, who have all had to struggle through 4 years of a very difficult administration. So I do want to ask everybody to give a round of applause to all the employees for this village who have worked in. Yeah. I think we see the fight. For many individuals, they've all been faced with a difficult challenge. When you're faced with a mayor's office that's telling you to do things that may challenge your moral compass, and to, in some cases, change course, I think we sometimes overlook how difficult that can be. And for those staff that have given the trustees an opportunity to show that we have a different direction and a different way, we want to say thank you. We do appreciate it, and we want to continue to earn and work together. This transition has not been easy. It is not easy, and it won't be easy. But I will say that right now, we've been working to stabilize services. They've been working with understaffed, undersupplied. Is that a word? If it's not, hopefully we can put it in Daltonese today. But they've worked in some tough conditions. And I wish I could say that tomorrow we're going to snap our fingers and it's going to be over, but it's not. I will say that we'll continue to work together. We'll continue to move the needle forward so that as we are, God willing, able to transition into a new administration, we will see things light years ahead of where we've been. Similarly, just to be a part of observing the community come together and hug on each other through these difficult times, fight together and love together. So it's definitely been an experience, and it's one that we want to make sure, as Trustee Belcher mentioned, that we continue to move the needle. This fight is not over. It has just gotten started, and we are here for it. We are inspired, and we want to make sure that we continue working together. Lastly, thanks, Trustee Steve. I paid him well for that. Lastly, there was a plea, and we will be asking, so any legislators that may be paying attention, as the trustees are working, we are working hard to get our audits caught up. We are working hard to make sure we have budgets that are responsible. And the trustees are saying, we don't have a problem managing money. We just need more money to manage. So that being said, we will close general announcements, and I will transition to Village Clerk's report.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to ask the Board of Trustees to approve the minutes for January the 6th, 2025 regular board meeting.
Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes from January 6, 2025?
I make a motion.
I second.
There a motion by trustee Belcher, second by trustee Norwood. Any discussion? No discussion. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee House,
Aye.
trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay.
Item B, communication. I was going to talk about the upcoming election, and I'm so glad to hear that all of you guys are so up to date on these dates. I'm going to say it anyway, but I wanted to remind everybody of the upcoming election for 2025. The early voting for consolidated primary election is February the 10th through the 24th. And that will be held at Calumet City Library, that's 600 Manistee in Calumet City, Illinois. The election day is on February the 25th. At wherever you normally vote, you would go to that location in your precinct. And if you do absentee ballots, you probably have received them in the mail. So please complete those. Don't hold on to them. Complete them, send them back in as soon as possible, because the sooner you get them in, the quicker the vote will get counted. Again, April 1st is our consolidated general election, and early voting for that is March 17th through the 31st. And again, it will be held at Calumet City. And that concludes my report, and I hope everyone come out to vote.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. If you normally vote at Berger Vandenberg School, that school is under construction. So they will now vote at Diekman School, which is on 151st and Diekman Court. So just to let you know, is it Dorchester?
It's 15121 Dorchester.
Well, I should know that, right? Because I vote there. It's on Dorchester. Again, the parking is limited, so if you can early vote, that'd be great, because they put 4 precincts in a little small school auditorium. So it's going to be really tight. So if you come, it'd be probably better to come out and early vote, but if you have to vote on election day, just be prepared to have to look for parking, because it's pretty tight over there. I see a question out there. We normally don't ask, but this is important.
Yeah.
Sure, go on.
Are you putting out a flyer about voting details?
I'd be more than happy to give copies of those. If anyone need a copy of this, I can make sure we get you copies. Okay?
County clerk also does a mailer.
The county clerk also does a mailer, so you should get something in the mail. But if you would like a copy, you can go to my office tomorrow, the clerk's office, and we'll be more than happy to give you a copy. All right.
Yeah. And I will say we have a new Cook County clerk, Monica Gordon, who will do an amazing job. So be on the lookout for any information from her. Okay, if we can, does that conclude your communications?
That concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay, the next thing we have, there's village administrator. We have no report for that this evening. There was an engineer's report that was emailed over to the board for review. So I'll ask that we take note of anything in that report. Department head reports. I was not informed that there will be any department head reports. I'll briefly pause to see if any departments have. I see our fire chief has a report. Let's give him a round of applause.
That's our fire chief.
I appreciate it being a new day, because we love to make sure everybody has the opportunity to give these reports. Thank you very much, Chief Calhoun.
Thank you, everyone. Trustees, Mayor Pro Tem, and everyone here. I just have a quick report on what we've done at the fire department. I am John Calhoun. I am the interim fire chief for now. And my report goes as follows. We've had 578 calls this year so far. And in those calls, we've had fire responses, motor vehicle accidents, as well as emergency medical services. But I wanted to point out this one on Thursday, January 30th, we had a structure fire or home fire at 14500 or on the 4500 block of South Dobson. The fire was in the basement. Crews quickly put the fire out. No one was injured, but the reason why I wanted to point that out is to segue into the program that we did start at the fire department, and that is our smoke detector installation program. Please, if you need smoke detectors in your home, make sure you contact the fire department at 708-201-3259 and schedule your appointment, and we will come out. We've partnered with the American Red Cross. We will come out and we will install a smoke detector. We have to do it that way. We can't just give it to you, but we do have to install the smoke detectors in your home. We're starting with 2 per home, and we just want you to be safe, and want to make sure everyone is, well taken care of. All right? Thank you. That's the end of my report.
Thank you very much, Chief. Okay. Any additional reports at this time? Don't shake your head so hard, John. I see you. I'm teasing. Okay, that'll conclude department reports. Next we have on the agenda is the corporate bills. Let me go through the packet. I could have had that together. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to read the accounts payable list first because that's the one that popped up first here for me. So I will ask, or I'm going to make a motion that we approve the accounts payable warrant list dated February 3rd, 2025 with corporate payments of $1,247,790.89. Payroll for January 2nd, $447,362.55. Payroll January 24th, $445,301.21. Melanie Fitness Center register payments of $1,244.32. Total payments on this register, $2,141,698.97. Is there a motion to approve the bills as read? Do I hear a motion?
I'll motion.
All right, Trustee Norwood, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, hear a motion and a second. Any discussion on the bills? All right, no discussion. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown? Aye. Trustee House?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Present.
Okay.
Present.
Motion
Okay.
passed.
Okay, next we have the electronic payments list for December 31st, 2024 with corporate payments of $9,156.30. Water fund payments, $304,262.08. Total payments on this register, $313,418.38. Is there a motion to pay the electronic list as read?
I make a motion.
Here, the motion, Trustee Belcher. Is there a second?
Second.
Here, properly motion and second. Any discussion? No discussion. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown?
Aye.
Trustee House?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much. We're going to move on to item number 11, which is discussion and a possible approval of the settlement offer presented 300 West Sibley versus the Village of Dalton. This item was discussed in executive session on in our January board meeting. A little bit more teeth was put into the document. So I will make a motion for approving the settlement offer, and I'll ask, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, hearing a motion and second, any discussion? Hearing no discussion, I'll ask Clerk Key for a roll call, please.
Trustee Tammy Brown?
Aye.
Trustee House?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Next up, we have item for 12A, discussion of Players Park Commercial Land Use Development. This is our Village Administrator, Keith Freeman. I'll ask Administrator Freeman if he'll come join us to expand a little bit. I think you have a few items. We got a nice comfortable seat for you, sir. Yeah, wherever you would like.
They're all lined up together, so.
Okay, if you don't mind, just kind of elaborate so that the community understands what is being done.
Okay. So the Players Park development is a project that will bring a semiconductor light manufacturing company to Dalton. It will also bring some much needed community improvements, baseball fields, football fields, soccer fields. It's right, I believe the project is slated for right off of Dalton Avenue and the Expressway. Right now, we're just in the discussion phase. So what the company is asking is they're asking for the support of the board to start exploring the options. Now, this is not something that's set in stone. We're at the beginning phases, the infancy phases of this project, but I wanted to put it on the agenda, and I wanted the board to get the proposal so that we can start setting up meetings with the company for the board and the board of trustees to discuss it with them, as well as to set up some community meetings, possibly some committee meetings to discuss the overall proposal. I think it's a great idea. I believe the Park District has been working on this for the past year and some change. I know that the project has been mentioned for over maybe 5 or 6 years, but we're in the infancy stages. So it's a really good project. I think everyone here would probably say that we probably need some more community engagement projects. So light manufacturing, community engagement, I think it's a win-win for everybody. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I probably can't answer any questions right now, but feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to not only answer your questions, but set up some times for you guys to talk to the people that are proposing the project.
Okay, I will add a little bit more on there as well. The investors are former Dalton residents and grew up in the community of Dalton. We have invited them previously, I would say in December, to come do a presentation along with the individual that did the presentation for 14700 Harvard. There was a schedule clash, but they will be brought to the community for further discussion. At this moment, I believe we're just discussing a letter of intent that's a non-binding.
Correct.
But we do want to make sure that the community is aware of other projects that we are working towards fulfillment and a more economic development for the community. But I'll yield to see if any board member has questions.
I just would like to know if maybe, I know Keith Freeman said that this is the infancy stage, but would they be able to do a presentation or something for us?
We can set up a time. I'll set up a time for them to come do a presentation for you guys individually, and maybe we can set up a community meeting, before the next board meeting. So
Okay.
I'll work on it for you.
Thank you.
Okay. And I can say I've insisted with them that they do a community meeting before the board takes any formal action.
That is correct. You want me to stay up here?
Oh, yeah. You keep everything that says. We're gonna call.
I haven't seen you guys in so long. It's just so weird, how you guys doing today?
Okay, you guys know, and this was kind of what I talked about at the beginning. I mean, there was a culture of a lot of fighting, so back and forth for so much time that it took a growing period. It really did for all of us. So I'm going to ask if everybody can give Keith Freeman a round of applause at this time. We do thank you for what you're doing. But I'm going to call you Derek Blocker so we can go to item C.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Item C, I'm sorry. Item C is the approval of annual Xerox Business Solution Services equipment. Oh, did I skip B?
Yeah, you skipped one.
Oh, okay. I'll call you Derek later. Discussion and approval of Vista National Comprehensive Employment Benefits Package.
So I'm not here to present that. That's just our employment benefits. I believe Bridget Stewart is somewhere here. So she could, come on, Bridget, come on.
If we can, just so I can
Take
keep
some of this
everything.
pressure off me.
Bridget, if you're okay, I'll go through all the items that Keith has, and then we'll come back to the Vista, if that's all right with you. All right, so I'll come back to Vista for that presentation. Administrator, if you're okay with item C, approval of the Xerox Business Solution Services Equipment Agreement.
Oh, yes. This is just an agreement, our annual agreement for our Xerox copiers, scanners, the equipment across the village. So this isn't just for the Village Hall. This is for Village Hall, Public Works, Police Department, and the Fire Department. I believe it's for the contract for the existing printers, but it also adds, I believe, a copier, scanner, printer, all in one for the clerk's office, which is in desperate need of one.
Thank
So
you.
you're very, very welcome.
Okay, and then looking, I don't recall seeing the duration of this contract. Is this 3 years?
Every year is 1 year.
1 year? Fantastic.
Every
Okay.
year is 1 year.
The paperwork said 3 years.
Say it again.
The paperwork said 3 years.
The paperwork says 3 years. We actually, I had him send me another DocuSign. So the copy that I have is DocuSign. I sent you that one. I told him we were going to do a yearly renewal, so.
Okay. Yeah, at this point, if we can, I would like to do only annual renewals while we work our way back to solvency.
Absolutely.
All right. Any additional questions from the board? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agreement as entered on the agenda?
Motion to accept it, read.
Second.
Hear a motion by trustee Stan Brown and a second by trustee Belcher. We had discussion, so any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, next we have is the discussion and approval of a collective bargaining agreement between the Village of Dalton and AFSCME Council 31. Administrator Freeman.
Yes. So our Public Works Department, the contract for the Public Works Department, the Housing Department, and the Water Department, we've agreed to a new 6-year deal with them. The first year it starts at 0%, which means they didn't ask for any retro, thank God, because we didn't have the money for that. The next 5 years are progressive, and I believe the terms are in the contract. But this is the start of us trying to figure out how to take care of all of our workers. The service workers are the backbone of our community, and for a long time before I got here and before the trustees got involved, we really struggled with being able to keep up with their contracts. So this is the first time we got ahead, and hopefully this will give us an opportunity to set the standard for the future contracts for not only for AFSCME, but for the police department, the fire department, and those unions. They work incredibly hard. They're owed every single cent that they get, and this will help us. Mike McGrath and his firm has done a great job of helping us negotiate these contracts. So I appreciate their time and energy and effort because we were way behind. So thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. And hopefully this is the start of a long period of us being able to stabilize the Village of Dalton in a great way. So I'm asking that you approve this contract for the AFSCME. I believe it was the local 2199.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, is there a motion for the approval of the contract as stated?
I make a motion.
Second.
So I heard trustee Belcher is the motion. Who's gonna fight it out for the second? I think I'll go trustee Tammy Brown with the second. And any further discussion at this time? Hearing none, Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, next up, item E. All right, ahead of schedule. Item E, discussion and collective bargaining agreement between the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police Labor Council. That's also Administrator Freeman.
This is one of those contracts that I want to apologize in advance. We got everyone's contract done, but these wonderful ladies that work in the records division, they work incredibly hard. They've worked harder than they get a lot of credit for. And this contract, if you don't know, is from 2021 to 2024. It's been that long since they had a contract. So we are incredibly grateful to them. We're sorry that it took this long to get the contract done, but we finally got a contract done for them. This contract mirrors the contract for the police department's patrol unit and sergeant's division. So their increases will continue to stay at the same rate as those two unions. These ladies work incredibly hard. These people work incredibly hard, and I appreciate them. And I don't get a chance to tell them because I don't like, just popping up in the police department. I'm just being honest with y'all. But thank you. I'm sure you guys know that at this point. But thank you to all of those, every single person that works in that office. And this is the contract that you guys deserve, and hopefully we can do better next time. So I'm asking that you approve the contract for the FOP Record Tech and Records Division.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the contract as stated?
A motion to accept is read.
Second.
All right, here a motion by trustee Stan Brown, second by trustee Belcher. Any additional discussion at this time?
I would like to say something. Thank you, Keith, for making it known. The ladies in the records department of the police department, most of them been there over 5 to 10 years, and they are very deserving of getting their contract and making sure they work hard. They are the backbones of the police department, making sure. So I'm happy that we are able to get this contract moving forward because they do work really hard.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Keys, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee House,
Aye.
trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Get them to clap too.
Okay. All right, next up, item F, approval and settlement agreement between the Village of Dalton and Jessica Burns and May Burns. Administrator Freeman.
Well, I'll defer to
Attorney McGrath.
Attorney McGrath for this one.
But if we can, I'll pause this one too. I don't want you to keep standing there all day.
Thank you, I appreciate
So we'll come back. If you're okay, Mike, we'll pause and go through, we'll come back to F. Next, item G is approval of a business license name from TAC Group LLC to follow the business names as listed on the agenda. Administrator Freeman.
Yes, so Tag Group is the company that owns St. Patrick's on Lincoln Avenue and Sibley Boulevard. When they applied for their business licenses, the business licenses under the Tag Group. For insurance purposes, they are asking that we change the names for each individual venue located inside of the building. So I am asking that the Board of Trustees allow for them to change the name on the license that you guys already approved at the previous meeting to the names listed on the agenda.
Okay, and so this was already approved. Any additional risk or exposure that we would have with changing the name?
No, I think it actually helps with the coverage. So under the one COI, the certificate of insurance, there would only be there's only a certain threshold. I believe it's a $5 million threshold.
Yeah.
So under this COI, each individual level would have a $5 million threshold, which would be a maximum of $30 million for the entire building, which again would help us. God forbid something happened, but at least each individual place is covered. So we want to make sure that they still have to go through the process, like they're still in at the phase. I know Trustee Brown and I had a conversation today about making sure that they finish all the work, that they get all of their formal inspections are completed, that they did everything that they're supposed to do. But right now, this is just sort of a formality with the name change. But we will make sure that they do everything that they're supposed to do before they're open, and we'll make sure that they cover all their bases. I think it's a wonderful project, and I think it's something that Dalton deserves. So.
Thank you. Hearing this, is there a motion to approve the business license name change?
A motion.
Hearing a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Hearing I heard motion, Trustee Norwood. Second, was that Trustee Belcher?
Yes.
Okay, any further discussion?
So I just have a question. So, because I see on here, so each level, they're still using TAC, but is doing business as for the insurance purposes
So
each
TAC
one
Group
have a different
LLC. So TAC Group LLC will change. So one level is TAC Group LLC doing business as St. Patrick's Beverage Depot.
Right.
The next one is PTK though, as opposed to the TAC Group. One is
Okay.
PTK LLC. So I tried to list them all individually and separately. So some of the names won't be TAC Group. Some
consistent.
of them have other names. Yes.
Okay. All right. That's all.
Okay, any additional questions? Hearing none, Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee House,
Aye.
trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that.
Jason,
Yes, sir.
excuse me, I'm a little late on this here. Do we have a opening day for St. Patrick's? We've been given a time frame when they're gonna open up?
No, I don't have an opening date, but as soon as I get it,
Huh?
Well, yeah, to my knowledge, at this time, I believe there still is extra steps that they need to do. So I'm unaware of an opening day, but I think that there's still additional due diligence that needs to be done.
This Sunday?
You guys always know more information than I do. You guys beat me to it.
All right, Mrs. Allen knows people, so you got to hang out with her. All right. Well, that's going to conclude the items for Administrator Freeman. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wonderful to see you guys.
Okay. I'm going to circle back to item F and ask Attorney McGrath if he can talk about the approval and settlement between the Village of Dalton and Jessica Burns and May Burns.
Yes, this is a case that our office did not handle. It was essentially a case where a vehicle was stopped and two people claimed that they and the vehicle was improperly seized. They filed a federal lawsuit. Hinshaw and Culberson, which is a very good firm downtown, represented the village in defense of the matter. They went to a settlement conference, and based upon the cost of defending cases like this, there's already been extensive legal cost, and there would be additional legal cost to fight the case through to trial if it went that far. It was their recommendation, everyone's recommendation, to settle this matter for $57,000 with no admission of liability on behalf of the village or the two officers involved. So we go along with that recommendation and recommend approving the settlement in that amount.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there a motion to approve the settlement as stated by Attorney McGrath?
I'll motion.
Heard motion, Trustee Norwood. Is there a second?
Second.
Heard motion by Trustee Norwood, second by Trustee Tammy Brown. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
Trustee House,
Aye.
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Don't want to say last, but definitely not least. We're going back to item B with Vista National. So I know we have the broker of record. Forgive me for not having the name handy. Miss Bridget, come on and join the Dalton family. Thank you. Yeah, we have one. Well, I have one here. This might be in there too.
It's in the packet.
It's in there? Okay. Yeah, so a few things it might have been. I'm sure we got it. Here we go. Okay, I got it. Yeah, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Trustees. So what you have before you should be a financial overview of the insurance renewal proposal for the Village of Dalton. And basically what we're looking at, first off, does everyone have the copy of the financial summary letter? So
Yes.
basically, this is just going to provide a financial overview of what the Village of Dalton will be paying going forward for your medical, dental, and vision lines of coverage. Your insurance proposal or your insurance programs do in fact renew March 1st. So what you have again before you are the details of your medical insurance. So your medical program with Blue Cross and Blue Shield will be increasing almost 12%, 11.9%. Right, you'll see what that annual increase is, a little over $200,000 for your medical insurance. It initially though came in at 19.7, but we were able to negotiate that down to 11.9, so a little shy of 12%. Your program with Lincoln Financial, your dental, that did come in with a 3% increase for the upcoming plan year. That equates to a little $3,800 for the year. Okay. Then your vision program with IMED, there was actually no change to what you're currently paying today. That program is currently in a rate lock, meaning that there is actually no increase. The premiums will remain flat. However, your life insurance is actually, we've got to do some work on that. That program was actually terminated and canceled by Blue Cross and Blue Shield due to non-payment of premium. So what we're going to be doing is we actually have some proposals for other carriers that I'll be working with Keith and Janice to get that program reinstated with a different vendor or carrier. Questions? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
So when was anybody made aware that it had canceled?
Well, the program terminated back in August of 24. Yeah. So there were, again, folks, there were several communications that were submitted to the administration, your administrators. Premiums just weren't paid. So I don't have exact dates of the communications, but there were several communications that were sent to the Village of Dalton about that. And as a result of, the policy being terminated, Blue Cross and Blue Shield will no longer reinstate. So we'll have to find a new vendor. And we've got some proposals that we can take a look at. So I'll be working with Janice, like I said, and Keith to ensure that we get that reinstated or active again ASAP.
Does that conclude your statement, Evelyn? Trustee Belcher? That conclude?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say, I think, of course, we want to have more dialogue on that. That's frustrating as a board member to hear, to say the least. I think I would ask that additional correspondence in particular, if things come behind, if we can also have the board members copied on there so we can cover one another. But I will look forward to future conversation.
Absolutely.
Any other comments from other board members? Did I do a motion to approve or not?
I got another.
Okay.
More questions?
Yeah, so it renew, you say it renews March 1st. So is this like every year that it renews?
Yes, but for the vision insurance right now, that was actually in a 4-year rate guarantee. So it's still obviously in a rate guarantee. And I believe your coverage that you have with Blue Cross, the life insurance, for example, on occasion, we may be able to secure a 2-year rate lock, but this year it is an annual renewal.
Okay, and when these are sent over, is it just a quote that's sent over and somebody looks at it and say, okay? Or is there any like, okay, we can move this, negotiating with it, I guess?
Absolutely, yeah. So typically, whenever a group is up for renewal, like I said, your programs renew March 1st. We typically are maybe 75 to 90 days out. We start that marketing process. And we go out to all the different vendors, the different carriers, to try to see what is the best option for the Village of Dalton. The medical program, Blue Cross is obviously a Cadillac carrier, so we really didn't have much competition there. And if you renew the medical, for example, those plans will remain as they are, no changes to the benefits. But the life insurance, again, we did shop that, and we do have some competitive carriers that would actually a lot lower than what you were paying. But the difficulty is, we can't pay the Village of Dalton's bills. The invoices. Our job is to just advise and convey the message that, hey, Blue Cross is saying you guys need to submit payment. And if that doesn't happen, they will, submit another request for payment. And that goes directly to the Village of Dalton. And our job is to just convey the message again that, hey, you guys got to get this done. If you don't, then X, Y, and Z will take place. And that's unfortunately what happened.
And your point of contact is who?
Janice Johnson.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I don't know that it's going to be the format for my questions, but I will say I do want to have further discussion though.
Absolutely.
Hearing the presentation that's given, I'll ask, is there a motion to approve the Vista National proposal as presented? Do we have a motion to approve the presentation or
I'll make a motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Hearing a motion and second, any further discussion? Okay, Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Sam Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay. So
Thank
with
you.
that, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, having completed that, items H and I, mayor's not present to present, so we will surpass that. And I will ask if we have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Hearing a motion and second. As Clerk Key, please call the Trustee Stan Brown. Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 7:48 p.m.
So it looked like these meetings end pretty quickly when there's nothing else going on. I guess that's it. Let me see if there's anything else happening. We'll check it out.
Can you hear me?
Oh, wait. I think Steve's thing kind of went there. Yeah, it was a pretty fast meeting. So most city council meetings go that way. Not a lot necessarily, not a lot of that drama. I think the reason why a lot of those Dalton meetings or even the township meetings go on because there's a lot of back and forth debates or arguments, however you want to call it. So I guess the biggest issue that we saw was the insurance. I gotta trying to figure out exactly what was said. Did you guys? Janice Johnson. That sounds familiar. Who is Janice Johnson? I may have. Is that the? I gotta look at that. 16 and 2 says similar to the administrative role. Okay, yeah. So we'll kind of dive into that. I guess the biggest I guess news that came out is the fact that Keith Freeman was able to come out and kind of do the job he was always supposed to do, and I understand the fact that now Keith Freeman. It seemed like once he got hit with the FBI indictment for a bankruptcy charge, and then the Lori Lightfoot investigation started, he started to do his job. And then that's when Tiffany Henyard wanted to fire him. So I understand being appreciative of him doing his job, but I would say, make no mistake, the man is doing this job because he has to. Okay, Janet Johnson. Okay. Gotcha. So she's in trouble. I guess she's in trouble. That's really, really bad. But yeah, like I said, so Tiffany Henyard didn't show up. I guess we thought maybe she'll show up. Looks like that didn't happen. Last time she showed up really late. She had remember the dual meetings. There was one meeting at the village hall, and then there was another at the Park District. And she realized that she had to go to the Park District and got booed out of the building. But it looked like that didn't happen. She didn't show up, I think, because, to be honest, the fact that no arrest, whether it would have been Tiffany Henyard for jumping in, DeMarcus Krigley, even Lavelle, the fact that no one got arrested, and it was 45,000 cameras there, is more of an indictment of what the hell is going on in South Holland. So I sent a FOIA to check out the body cam footage from the police officers. I want to figure out, when they came to the scene, who told them what, and how they came to the conclusion to know that no one's getting arrested. It's been a few days. I don't think anyone's getting arrested. I need to understand that, because any other situation, any other place, someone should have gotten arrested. There should have been something happening. Then you see Tiffany Henyard talking about a knife being drawn. Where's the investigation? Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So Tiffany Henyard, obviously, since nothing happened, and at this point, this is probably the last meeting where she's probably going to be the mayor. She didn't show up, right? So I guess the next situation is this Blue Cross Blue Shield thing, and let me hold on, let me see if I can figure out exactly what was. I'm trying to go through my notes that I was doing. Hold on a second. Blue Cross. Okay. Okay. So Tiffany Henyard decided not to show up, but Keith Freeman came through, and again did his job. But again, I'm going to repeat this: the man is not doing his job because he wants to. He didn't get a change of heart. He's being forced to. He was forced to because the feds indicted him for bankruptcy fraud, and also he doesn't want to go to jail. So he's already snitching. I'm sure he's an informant. Also, he can't be fired by Dalton because he had, under the Whistleblower Act. But let's not be honest. Like, the guy is not a hero. I don't understand the clapping. That's for them to do. Cool. I wouldn't be clapping for the guy. He should be doing his job. I mean, that's the reason he's the village administrator, and all of the grief that he gave to so many people in that neighborhood, how he backed Tiffany Henyard's nonsense for so long. Now he's being forced to do it. I wouldn't clap for him, but that's my opinion. It is what it is. But let's get into some of the other big news. I guess right before this ended, what exactly happened. So I'm checking out what I have here. So the health insurance increase, the Village Dalton medical insurance through Blue Cross Blue Shield will increase by 11%. It was at 11.9, but it was negotiated. It was originally proposed at 19.7, but it was negotiated down to 11.9. This results is an extra additional cost of $200,000 annually. So that's not good considering all the money that they don't have. That's funny. Doesn't mean he does not get to participate. It is what it is. Hey, that's how they want to do it. So dental and vision got higher. Basically, and the biggest thing is the life insurance policy was canceled. The Village life insurance policy was canceled by Blue Cross Blue Shield last August due to non-payment of premiums. Efforts were made. They're going to be made to find a new provider with some options available. And the cancellation of the life insurance policy, it seems like multiple communications were sent to the administration about overdue payments, but action was not taken. And obviously you hear from Belcher and even Trustee House, they're pretty frustrated, or Mayor Pro Tem House was pretty frustrated with that. And the point of contact was Janice Johnson, not good. And the biggest, and I agree with Kim here, the insurance was canceled for non-payment, and then also they didn't know about it. Because as we've seen from the Lori Lightfoot report, Henyard didn't really tell them anything was going on with anything. They were basically locked out of a lot of the systems of finance to not know that they had issues since last August to have this life insurance policy canceled. That's pretty terrible. It was a great meeting that actually got the work done. It was boring. That's how it's supposed to be. Not supposed to have people fighting and losing each other's minds and picking up chairs and TVs and trying to bash each other over the head with it. It's supposed to be a meeting about the work. So that makes sense. But the fact that they didn't know, and the fact that this life insurance policy was canceled, just shows the dysfunction that they're trying to fix. So now they're going to have, I think the board approved the renewal, but now they have to figure out what's going on with the situation with the life insurance proposal. And Belcher requested improved communication to prevent this oversight in the future. I'm out of order? Of course I am. This was a normal meeting. It was a productive. The Keith Freeman thing, I just don't get it, but I don't know. Like I said, I watched wrestling a couple of days ago. I used to watch it all the time, but wrestling has this elements of good guys and bad guys, and it'd be a good guy, baby, we call it a face. 1 week, he could turn to a heel next week. So 1 minute you're booing him, but now you're cheering him. But then, as a person with memory, wait a minute, I remember a couple of weeks ago he was doing A, B, and C. Like that. Now we're supposed to cheer for him, and not because he changed a heart. This is a movie. It's the fact that he was forced to do this. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but I'm not there. It is what it is. I mean, that would be sadly hilarious if she gets reelected to be mayor. I don't see it, but I don't live there. But I would. It'll be like more like laughing, but stop from crying type of thing. But we have to. You have to abide by what the people want. If the people want her back, they'll vote her back. If they don't, they'll vote for somebody else. But yeah, Keith is doing what Keith needs to do to save his own self. He did that very early on. You notice, and I've been following Dalton. That first video talking about Dalton happened in I actually looked this up recently, December 1st, 2023. So from then on, been following this as close as I possibly can. Tiffany Henyard and Keith Freeman were connected at the hip. Wherever they went, they just followed each other. And they did a lot of nonsense together. But even a little bit before the indictment came, you can tell that they weren't together as much. They weren't next to each other. Because I think they knew that, or at least Tiffany Henyard probably knew that Keith was probably talking to some authorities. So Keith has to do what he has to do to save himself, to throw the blame on her. If you looked at a deposition, I had this video done a while ago. The deposition that was done, Keith was. I would say for the most part, Henyard was throwing Keith under the bus. That's the village administrator's fault, or not fault, but that's what he does. I don't do this. He does all of the work here. This is what Tiffany Henyard is going to do for both Thornton Township and Dalton, to say, my name is not on those credit cards. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I didn't do anything wrong. I think that's what she's going to probably use to try to get herself out of this. And Keith Freeman is smart enough to do all the stuff he was doing. A little bit of a scammer. He's going to try to probably put the blame on Henyard. And that's why now he is trying to do all this good work that he's doing. So we'll see what happens there. Yes, Sandra, I agree. Tiffany already blamed the employees for the mismanagement. She couldn't figure out what everyone was doing. I don't have control of everybody. I don't think that's a good excuse. That's not a good excuse. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, you're gonna have we gotta all save ourselves. But it is sad that they didn't have this. They had this insurance collapse since August of last year. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. But other than that, we'll see what happens. I guess it's early voting's happening soon for Dalton. I don't know what's going to happen with the Thornton Township meeting. Are they going to have another one this month? It's going to be next month. There's already, people vying for the position of supervisor. This is towards the end. We're getting kind of towards the end of this saga, but at least the Tiffany Henyard portion of it, I think there's going to always be some issues that they're going to have to work out over there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Thank you for $10 donation to the little gaming channel. That's strange that everyone was laughing with Keith when he was just the ops. He was on 100% on Tiffany's side when she threw him under the bus. He did not change because his yeah. That's exactly. I don't get it, man. I don't understand what's going on. I don't like. I don't. I know it was a question. Who lives there? I don't. I wouldn't be doing it. But everyone has different feelings, and they're cool with him now, I guess. He can still do his job. You don't necessarily have to clap. You're like, hey, good job, Keith, for doing the thing you're supposed to be doing. When you first became a village administrator and you were locking people out of the village hall while people are trying to get in the building, he's eating his lunch and looking at him and walked away. I guess it's all good now. People forgive really quickly over there, I guess. I couldn't tell you, man. That would not be me. Yeah, you're right. Chicago politics is definitely different. I mean, New York is pretty corrupt too. I mean, I'm here. It's pretty corrupt too. I don't know if we'll just turn around and be like, oh, you're my guy now. I don't know if we'll do that. Like, we have the reputation. We have the reputation here of being pretty rude to each other, or at least pretty, not just honest. Like, we don't like you. But it's different. I guess politics, you gotta move and do things a little differently. But yeah, the whole let's cheer on Keith. I don't understand it. I thought no. I guess I think he's still on the ballot. I'm not sure. I think he's still on the ballot. We'll see who will happen. There's a few other people looking to be supervisors as well. Eric Adams, he's a mess. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, and you know what? He may get off of this indictment. His lawyer's already talking to the DOJ. Trump is already in. Trump is controlling everything at this point, and he's probably pushing for them to drop this corruption case on Eric Adams. Eric Adams is going to possibly, at this point, I think likely, get these charges, like these indictment, he's going to drop. They're going to drop the case on him. Like, he's not going to be pursued for this. And if you read the indictment, he clearly did it. At least I'm looking at the evidence, the effort that he took to hide what he was doing and how he's able to get these charges dropped. But the fact that he was early against Biden with the migration stuff, and the fact that he never really there's a big difference between Brandon Johnson and how he's talking about Trump and Eric Adams. Eric Adams is more complimentary with Trump, and obviously Brandon Johnson is going after him more aggressively. And Trump invited Eric Adams to the inauguration. I think they have talked before, so it's quite possibly that I won't have a federally indicted mayor in a couple of weeks. That this case may actually drop, and he may be able to. He took the kickback, so he's not going to be prosecuted for it, and that's pretty wild. That's. I guess it's not about what you know; it's about who you know, right? Or who you know that likes you, and wants to keep you chilling. Yeah, and again, from what I remember reading that indictment, he did that. Like, he did it. He got those kickbacks, but it is what it is. On that note, guys, appreciate you. Pretty quick one, not too long. No drama, no chairs being thrown, no knives being pulled out allegedly. A really standard meeting. And on that note, we'll appreciate you guys for hanging out. We'll see what the next meeting is, or the next news, anything coming out. We'll see. Maybe Tiffany Henyard likes to actually, let me check real quick, because sometimes she likes to post her own little thing here. Nothing here from her. Nothing from her. Yeah, so we'll go from there. We'll keep you guys updated. Thank you for all of the new members, all the super chats, all the likes, the subscribes. Just the fact that you sat here and watched this meeting, I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you for Dalton Trustees for the stream. And we'll see you guys. Well, I will see you guys next time.